Kia ora, Virgo, welcome. This is your reading. This is the reading for New Moon in Libra. Just had to double check that. New Moon in Libra, Virgo, and this annular solar eclipse. It's happening at the same time. And in Aotearoa, we have an election on that day. Anyway, it's the 13th here today, so I'm trying to get in early, a little bit earlier. And let's see what's on the storyline. Thanks for joining me and welcome. If you haven't before either. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for clicking on this channel. And thank you for your likes and comments, subscribes. It helps to keep me going. It helps this channel to continue. So I do thank you for that very much. So let's see. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, Virgo. We've got the Thoth deck. We always clarify on this channel. Whoops, that's far too many. Sometimes I do shuffle as we go through. Other times I have already laid the cards out. Today I'm actually just doing it a slightly different way. We've got a beautiful setup here. We've got a beautiful line of cards, Virgo. We come out here. We're looking at the Princess of Wands, overcoming to freely express. Within that there is challenge. Within that there is a level of purification through fire. But this princess will go on to be Queen of Wands. And will carry her experiences, or not carry, but her familiar will be with her as a queen to remind her of the trials and tribulations of overcoming certain things in order to get to that queendom. We see an altar here of flame. That is what I mean about a baptism through fire. So it's all quite intense, but it's ultimately about freely expressing yourself in the way that is essentially you as your honest self. We then have the Four of Swords coming up, a card of rest and respite. We have a slowing up here. It is called Truce in the Thoth deck. We're talking about taking time out. There's always time to be able to put aside to take time out. No one can give that to you. You're the only one that can give it to yourself. And a lot of information comes to us when we are in that zone, whether it's for 5 minutes, whether it's for a 3-hour power nap. Well, that's not really a power nap, is it? But half an hour nap, 3-hour rest, whatever. A lot of stuff comes to us if we are open to it. So I think maybe for some of you Virgos out there, you have been open to it. Next we've got the Magus, beautiful Thoth Tahuti, the Magician with the wand, with all the tools that they require, with the ability to move between different worlds, to translate between people. I think you got the Magician in the last reading at the full moon in Aries. So this Magician is well underway, working some magic here in your life. Now, is it a reinvigoration within a relationship, a new turn, a new twist, and I'm talking in the most positive way here. It may not be in a specific, relationship. It might just be with the people in your life. We have the Two of Cups, one of the most harmonious cards here in the deck. Love it. Two of Cups, reciprocal giving and receiving. It is about making a choice. So choices abound, do they not, when you have the ability to take that Magician on as a mantle of sorts. Commitments. And I see it as a Virgo, some Virgos out there There's some sort of generational, I don't know where this came from, but there's some sort of generational thing where you're dealing possibly with younger people, and yet you're both experiencing the same sort of growth. You're both experiencing the same challenge or growth, or if that makes any sense, experiences. Anyway, so let's go through and clarify for you, Virgo. Clarify. You're managing here somehow. We're looking at that Princess of Wands. We've got the Knight moving pretty slowly because it's the Knight of Pentacles. We live in a pretty dense, matter-filled world, don't we? We are ourselves. So a reliable manager who is able to distribute where things need to go. Discernment. We're talking Virgo here. I mean, we are literally talking about you, Virgo. You know, discerning what is useful and what is waste. Yeah. And expressing it quite clearly, fully. Knight of Pentacles. Can we have another card too? We're just looking at that. Oh, gosh. We're looking at that Princess of Wands. We get the Three of Cups, a celebratory card. A card of hanging out with friends, family, just really enjoying occasion. And interesting. It's a little bit, if you choose to watch the actual Libran reading, there's a bit of similarity in that sense, getting that Three of Cups. It's nice and solid. Three of Cups, you've got the Two of Cups as well. Like, there's a lot of social activity, sociability going on, and also some really good one-on-one intense friendships here, commitments, choices. Let's look at the Four of Swords, if this makes any sense. Four of Swords for Virgo. Rest and respite. Rest and respite. We've got the Devil coming up here, Virgo. So I guess, you know, I don't know, at this time you kind of maybe changing up some of your habits, shifting a few things. I see it as in terms of affirmative action. Do you know what I mean? Affirmative action, not addictions. This, because it is the devil. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. If you didn't know already. Affirmative action. I don't see it being about addictions or codependencies or anything like that. I see the Virgo shifting up their I don't know, exercise routine, or the foods they want to eat, or you know what I'm saying. It's a positive devil in this, and we're enjoying living life, and that is the other aspect of the devil. King of Pentacles, we've got security here. We've got a large level of reliable security. Are we? Yeah. I mean, look, you know, for some Virgos, you may have been really at the right, just working all the time. You really need to take a break, like, for some. Obviously, the King of Pentacles, just as stable as that Knight. The Knight gets things moving. This is a very benevolent character in its highest polarity, but pretty mean in the lower and polarity, you know, like whatever. Anyway, so let's just continue with the Magician. As I said, with the Four of Swords, we get a lot of information coming to us in a resting state, and maybe this is what's required, you know, maybe a little bit of a rest, a break, and amongst the social whirl, Virgo, to be able to receive that information in terms of changing things up, shifting things up. Who is your King of Pentacles? We get the Queen. It may well be, I do see this in here, that it is a relationship between two people. That is in here, definitely. Let's look at the Magician for Virgo. Magician, please, for Virgo. The Great Magus. It's as if we've got more, when the Magician comes up, it's as if we have more, well, how do you say it? We're more adept. You know how these things sort of rise and fall and rise and fall? And sometimes we really, really do feel like a magician in our own lives. So it's kind of interesting. What we get to clarify that Magician is the beautiful Ace of Discs. It's very disc weighted around the diskies, this collection of cards. We're walking through this doorway. We recognise, and it may well lie in that Four of Swords moment, we recognise this as a potential, abundant, fruitful energy that comes to us as a gift, and that we use it. And I think you are using it. Three of Wands. Threes are about work, movement, works in motion. We're on a particular path, and we're quite happy to continue along that. Virgo. Let's look at the Two of Cups, a beautiful card in the Thoth deck. It is called Love. It is called Love. It's mutuality at its best, you could say. At its best, wow. So we get the Eight of Swords. This is a card of limitation, self-limitation, I mean. It's just, what stops you from doing certain things. Fear, shame from the past. Well, we could pull a whole collection of things out of the hat. Those things that make up. We all have these things. I do believe, limitations we see as limitations, which are really just in our mind. I'm not quite sure where this fits in, because it's kind of like limitations in terms of giving freely from the heart. Is that where it's at for you at the moment, Virgo? And then we have the Ten of Swords, which I always see the Ten of Swords as being a wonderful card. You might have upped your ante on your, on a kind of what is seen to be an essentially truthful way of relating, of exposing yourself without fearing any of that sort of shame or whatever else is there. Because the Ten of Swords really, we slay ourselves, first and foremost, don't we? Is about lessons learnt, is about epiphanies, is about understanding, whether it's understanding yourself, obviously, it usually is, your own mind and how it works, or understanding other people in your life as well with a huge level of compassion. So it's interesting, Virgo, to get that at the end here. On top of the deck, we've got the beautiful Fool. There's a fresh breeze coming through into your life. I do think that. We have pulled a rock mineral crystal for you, Virgo. I'll pull that up at the end. It's face down. We'll just get a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy for a glimmer. Just a little glimmer. What have we got? Pixie and Fairies. Beautiful solar force. There's nothing that you cannot overcome. charged. The force that allows us all to continue to, the solar force, the sun, continue to grow. And it's a sort of representation of source force, God force, Daniel Craig force. I mean, he always looks like Daniel Craig to me, he or she. On that note, let's pull up this rock, mineral, and crystal card that you can carry in your mind's eye, Virgo, for the rest of the week. It's a beautiful stone or crystal. Blue kyanite. It's connecting with animals. Telepathic abilities, finding your true path, finding clarity. Maybe that's what's happening. I do see it for you, Virgo, happening on quite a deep emotional level at this time. On that note, thanks for joining me. Ka kite. Have a wonderful time through this new moon in Libra. We're getting a balance sorted out, and combined with the annular solar eclipse. With an annular solar eclipse. On that note, Virgo, thanks again. Thanks for everything. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy your week. Ka kite, bye.